start recording. So we're recording. Hello, and we'll start streaming. Right, now YouTube should say that we are receiving data. That's very nice. Once it says it, at least. Bad. Yes, I know. Let's just preview. Yup. And then I'm going to go pee. And then we're going to hop in here and hopefully have a drink bottle. And we'll be fine. According to this, it should be ready. And then I'm going to go pee. And then we're going to hop in here and hopefully have a drink bottle. And we'll be fine. Great, so let's refresh. And then I'm going to switch this on to intermission. And I might actually just take the microphone out of here. Ah. Hello there. I was almost a bit late for a little bit. Had a couple of things I needed to sort out. If there's some noises coming from outside, that's because I've got the windows open. It's a bit humid right now. It's been raining quite a bit. Hello, Nico Toons. How you doing? Hello, Eva Grondell. Hello, Star Stump. It's good to see you guys here. A little bit of a surprise stream, I guess, for today, because I've got some stuff on tomorrow, and I really don't want to have to delay these streams another week. It's already been 2 weeks. It's good to be back, though. How are you guys all doing? I hope my audio is working fine today, because I've got a lovely new audio interface, although I did just have an event about 10 minutes before the stream started, which suggests that, well, actually, no, it's probably not the audio interface that was the issue. It's probably my computer's USB driver or something like that. So we'll see how we go. Actually, it's actually probably OBS or something like that, because it only happens when streaming. Hello, Chip Chap Chop. It's good to see you here. Hello, Single Name. Greetings to you as well. Oh, good. It's lovely to be back. Anyway, what you were listening to while you were waiting was, if we hop back into my screen here, was this project here. It's a new remix I'm working on, and this is what we're going to be working on today for a little bit, and then we're going to be popping in back to around time to try and finish off the video, but we'll get to that later. Right now, this one is a bit of a fun remix. I think I've muted the vocals for the intro bit there. It's one that really, in terms of chords, just pulls from everything, but in terms of vocals, it's mainly vocals from Sonic Adventure 2. So this will be interesting. I've got a couple new list of, it's a few here that I have yet to tune. And a couple of days ago, I recently went through and did some vocals from Shadow. So we'll be popping some of those in, hopefully today. Maybe. We'll see. I've kind of got the structure mapped out. Hello, Black Swan Song. How are you doing? But our goal for today is to fill in this gap here, because I have the structure here. So we've got...
Anyone? Oh, get time bearing your spec. What do you mean? To the get time. Anyone? Oh, get time bearing your spec. What do you mean? To the you need Skeksis.
Hogarth.
Professor.
That's difficult.
Blown away. You need the Nate Skeksis. Chaos. Do I dream masters out to be this?
That's difficult.
So we got these two sections, really the only ones that I've got mostly finished. And then after that we go through this one, and it amps up a little bit. It doesn't actually do that right now, but I'll do that later. And then we got this bit here, which I'm not a big fan of. I kind of need to
Grant you one.
add a little bit of extra chordal stuff into here. And I'm not a fan of the bass.
Grant you one.
Then it goes back into that. Then we got this bit again, that bit again, and then we've got a new section here, which I think I'm going to put in C. Then come back to this, and it's the end of the song. It's relatively short, 2.5 minutes. I skipped a lot of the chat there. Hello, I've already said hello to you, Eva Grondell. Hello, Avery Blue. It's good to see you here. Hi, Efyo Musicov Plus. Yes. I try and stream weekly, but that hasn't been working out well the past couple of weeks. I've got a fairly time-consuming external project I'm working on, which it's not related to the channel, but you know, in terms of career priorities. But I really do not want to, delay these streams any more than a couple of weeks, so I'm doing it today instead of tomorrow. Who else have we got coming in today that I haven't said hello to? I think that's mostly about it. But it's good to see you guys. Lots of familiar faces here. Yep. I think I've seen a few of you. I have yet to make it to Pogo's what's he call it? Radio Pogo. I've yet to make it to one of those streams because he does it at like 3 o'clock in the morning, for Brisbane time, which is weird because that means it's 1 o'clock in the morning in Perth. But I see him mentioning you guys a lot on his streams. Okay, so let me just answer some questions here. Not bad for a first attempt. Yeah, I'm glad. Simple Name D says, will you ever make a vocal sample version of the Inside Out remix? I can see why you've asked that question, because that kind of sounds like the Inside Out remix. This is probably as close as you're going to get. A Frio. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. A Frio. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. All right, let's move on. So, let's just get some context here.
Hogarth.
Professor.
It's difficult.
Blown away.
You need
The Nate.
Skeksis.
Chaos. Do I?
Dream.
Master's out to be this.
Now, I think to enter into this section, we're going to have a big gap, because this section here is going to be very energetic, all over the place bit. Similar to this, but... Well, yeah, similar to that. I don't want to be a copy-paste, but similar.
To be this.
But we want to cut a nice gap in here.
To be this. To be this. To be this. To be this.
Just to add a little bit of
To be
tension.
this. To be this.
Now, if we leave that in there...
To be this. To be this.
Maybe. Anyway, let's find some chords for this new section, and I'm thinking, because I don't want to reuse that one, because I've already used that one a few times. But I think we'll go down to C for this bit. Am I making something for Halloween? No. No. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Halloween. It's not... I mean, it's not that I don't like other people enjoying dressing up and stuff like that. It's just I don't like getting disturbed. So, yeah, anyway.
To be this. To be this.
Now, energetic. So those chords do not go with energetic. So let's find... Hold on. Why if I turned these off here?
To be this. To be this. Blown away.
You need Skeksis.
Hogarth.
Professor.
You
Hogarth.
Professor.
It's difficult.
Blown away.
I don't know why I turned those off. Means that that wouldn't make any difference, because that's... Yeah, anyway. So let's grab these ones, and we'll... I think these are from Coco, actually. Well, it's good for you to turn up. Efrio, it's good for you to turn up. I'll see you later. 32, 33, that's what we want. And let's just slap something together here. Now, I don't want these to be the major part of that, because they're used in both of these sections. So to use them again here is going to be a little bit repetitive. It's going to sound more like the same thing. But I think we can get away with just doing this. I just need a little bit of something to start on. Hold on, I'm getting a little bit... No? Okay, I was thinking the right thing. Just need to switch this down to half a step so I can add some articulation to this. Hello, Aspian girl. Good to see you here. That really doesn't fit in well. Or maybe it does. And I think this should be a 4-bar pattern. But we don't want anything too jarring. I think we'll just take this down an octave. Like that. So it's not going to be a really big major part of the backing for this section. It'll give us enough of that. Now I'm wondering whether I should reuse that sample from Inside Out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that issue even more now. It seems to be... doesn't seem to have anything to do with the audio interface. I mean, it's not a bad thing that I got a new audio interface anyway, but it seems to be more to do with live streaming. Something to do with OBS, I think. So I have to look into that. Anyway. Is a piano important to use when making your type of music? If you're talking about remixes, sort of. It helps when it helps if you have some, like a keyboard or even just a small MIDI controller, just to sort of have a mess around. Gives you an idea of, you know, the possibilities. And if you wanna play something on there to record it, then it adds another layer of genuinity. Is that a word? I don't know. Now the I.O. Inside Out. I don't know. I don't want it to sound exactly like that one. This section over here. To be honest, it kind of sounds similar anyway. I mean, a way that we could fix that, if we just go... I don't like FL Studio's Control-Alt-Z undo chain here. I prefer just being able to go Control-Z, Z, Z, Z. But if we just move this across to the other... it might work a little better. We'll just put this on here to give a little bit of definition to that. And we'll need a transition there, but we'll just leave it with this for a second. We might be able to just shift that up by moving it across a little bit in the bar. Okay, I'm going to have to quickly look into this, see if I can shuffle through the settings in OBS and see what is doing that, whether it's like I've selected something wrong, or hold on, let me just move back to here. It's a little disappointing when you bought a new audio interface and it turns out, no, it's actually OBS. Audio, no, that's for the output. We want this. Devices, is it the sample rate? No. Channels. The meters, monitoring device. Set the monitoring device to an actual device. That might be useful. Process priority, no, that should be fine. You know what, let's go on a Google adventure. Let's go on a Google adventure. Let's figure this problem out. It'll take only, you know, like 5 hours. Okay, OBS. It could actually just be the USB driver, but I don't know. What would I search for? The OBS, audio freeze? Sorry guys, I'm having to put this stream on hold for a little bit. Strange audio freezing issues. Hello, Alevini. I'm going to butcher this. Oliviania. No? Oliviana. Oliviana. I'll stick with that. I'll stick with that. Let's pop on the screen. It's just Google. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not hiding anything. Help recording no. Audio and video start no. Screen free no. Audio device freeze. Strange audio freezing issues. Freezing and no audio. That's probably relevant. Random freeze, even only recording. Okay, let's take a look at some of the stuff we've looked up. All right. OBS forums. Oh, that's great. If I can remember what it... Oh... Well, at least this time I can tell when it happens, because there's a little, like, that I just hear through my headphones whenever it happens. Whereas before it was nothing. I just wouldn't know. Anyway, what was I saying? Oliviana. Glad to know I got your name right. That's pretty rare. No, I should... Microphone turned into a complete mess of stat. No, that's not. This isn't really what I'm looking for, is it? Windows is out of date. That's weird. Maybe I should update Windows. I've kind of done that little trick where it stopped it from updating for a long time. I've had no... This is useless to me. Yeah, no one's being nice here. Bit rate, the sound freezing. When streaming, the freeze happens exactly like it's going. Where the output of before. These are all freezing in the file. I'm talking about like freezing the actual audio device. Audio crashing when using USB audio devices. That sounds a little bit better. The first, only happens within the first couple seconds. Evergrondel, maybe. The error doesn't seem to be affecting. Well, I've managed to catch it within a couple seconds each time, and I can fix it just by unplugging and plugging it back in. And it does affect you, because I can see in OBS whenever it happens. The microphone, the display that shows the peak of the microphone just goes dead silent. So yeah, it's a thing apparently. The speaker's device is disappearing and reappearing, and it's very likely what's causing the problem. As to why that's happening could be okay. So the only thing I can really think of then is that it's it's just to update the USB drivers and update Windows, and yeah, okay. We're just gonna have to leave that, unfortunately. Updating Windows on a live stream is very entertaining. Also impossible, mind you. So we're just gonna have to leave that and deal with the problem until next week. Anyway, where were we?
Do I dream masters out to be this?
Okay, this is...
Masters out to be this.
Let's grab another chord from Inside Out to fill in that gap. Right. Eno. We want something rhythmic.
Masters out to be this.
I think it's probably going to end up being this one. This is going to be Inside Out, the Train of Thought Inside Out remix 2, apparently. Okay, let's put this on stretch. Doesn't sound very nice, but we'll manage. Well, I mean, it sounds okay. You only really notice it if you do that.
Masters out to be this.
So obviously, it's going to need to be a bit slower. That's not slower. And we might actually be able to just do this with resampling. Maybe. So we'll have to speed it up a little bit after this, because that's far too slow. And there's no hope of getting it sounding okay with it up there. Oh yes. Let's put it back on stretch. And unfortunately, this is 6 beats long. So it doesn't have a 6 beats there. It has 1 bar or 2 bars. Yeah. So we're going to have to do this manually. Now, I think there's a problem with... Almost. There you go. We're not receiving data from my encoder. Yeah. That's Australia for you. Best internet on the planet, mate. That's all lovely. We put it on a new track. We grab... Yes, this is the wonderful mixer, which is completely organized, 100% planned. You know, in one of Pogo's radios recently, Pogo said he'd love to collab with you. Would you ever consider it? Yes, I have. That is past tense on purpose. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But things are happening, maybe, possibly, maybe, allegedly. Right, let's go. Where were we? Let's put back on the balance, 3D balance. Link this up to that. And it's not working because I've got it in pattern mode. Oh yeah, that's right. Inside Out. I think it might be something to do with the fact I got it from the DVD instead of the Blu-ray. I don't know. Some reason the music in Inside Out is just... It's slightly off pitch. Let's put this here. Let's just set this to 0.4 plus 0.5. Probably less than that. No, that doesn't add up. So it needs to be 0.3 plus 0.6. And that was the wrong direction. So this is 0.5 plus 0.4. Yep, lovely. Now I need to figure the pitch out. I think it's... Yeah, it's higher. Doing this is kind of like playing, I don't know, one of those games where people say, you know, sort of getting warmer, colder. So like, what are you talking about? Where is it? Just tell me. So like, it's out of tune, but in neither direction apparently.
Turns out to be this.
Now we're going to need to put a little bit of EQ on this to... Because right now it's got far too low end, far too much low, and we don't want any of that. And let's just brighten it up. We don't want in there because that's where the vocals are going to be. It's where the sibilance is. Sibilance. I can never remember which way it is for that word. Now, there's an issue here with Clash there. And I think we can fix that just by going like this. Yeah, that's the issue I was talking about before. Yeah, if you could see, I pressed the spacebar and it wouldn't play. Anyway, Also, can't believe how active Pogo is these days. I remember when he was completely off the internet, then back on and off, but he's been steady these months. Yeah, I think things are going well for him. I can't really comment that much on that, but I'm happy that he's being active a lot more often. You know, things happen. I have not been so consistent with my YouTube channel and my live streams. So, you know, stuff happens. Anyway. No, that's not right. So let's just put this here. Well, let me get back into the frame of mind that I was in when I was... I think we can just leave that the way it is. And I'm wondering if we put that in. Nope, that sounds a bit too glitchy. Now there's a piano in there, which is clouding it all up. So let's just find that. There it is. It's the piano doing a nice little sort of glitch thing there. Need to get rid of that. Get rid of most of it anyway, because it's just clouding things up. I'm really interested in the guitar. Don't need to get rid of it completely, just sort of pull it down a bit. Otherwise, you end up with a big gap in your audio, and it just sounds a bit weird.
Turns out to be this. Turns out to be this.
And I really think as well, with this chord progression, it should really be... should really go up to there, I think. The way that these chords are sounding reminds me of the organ from Myst. That sounds horrible. Yeah, that sounds even worse. Should we go up or down? I don't know. In fact, we could just leave it like that. And that works fine. In fact, I might replace that gap there with another chord. Maybe this one. Let's just set this up so it's got that in there. It's got an actual envelope. that's the one that we want. We'll set this to stretch. And we'll plop it on 23. Which means it needs to be louder, apparently. That we might be able to just... Ugh. And that might do it. The only thing I'm thinking of here now is what happens if we do that? Even if it's just really subtle in the background, just that extra little bit of color. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe it needs to go down though instead of up. No, not down, not down. That causes issues. And I think we'll make it even more subtle. And do I have that set to resample? Yes, it is resample and not stretch. And that's what we're missing from that. This is a sort of deep chord, so we want to have some of those low frequencies in there. And we also don't want it to be so constant, so we'll... Now I am going to bring the bass down a little bit because we are going to have to put some bass in there. Speaking of bass, yeah, fits in like a glove. Right. 35. Yeah, don't go too insane. Although maybe. It's supposed to be an energetic section, and right now it's just sort of... needs to be all over the place. We can put some extra chords on there just to add some extra energy to it, I guess. But you don't want the bass to go too insane. Something's off about it. Yeah, the tuning in some of the inside-out chords is a little bit off. I can't for the life of me fix that up. It's right. I was saying things about pitch being off. For some of the inside-out chords. In response to Ormif's comment saying something's off about it. So let's get the bass done. We want half a step so we can actually add some extra. Yeah, it's been a bit of a wet morning. Don't know if you heard that, but there was some distant thunder coming out from the window. In fact, it's been a bit of a stormy week. Yesterday was nice. Today is actually pretty good compared to what we've had. What's the velocity on the other bass? It's around there. Okay. No, that's not the bass. I haven't got the bass in here yet. No, I have. There it is. So let's just add a little bit of variance in. And a bit more energy in the end bit. So like something like that. It might be a little bit too much. We'll see. It's okay. That could go up to F instead of C. Actually, no. It stays in C for now, and then it goes up to F here. And there's some more thunder. I wonder if there's like another storm predicted for this afternoon, because that'd be interesting. I have to do a bunch of work this afternoon, because it's the first time I've had to work on the particular thing I want to work on, which I'm not allowed to talk about. And it would be a shame if I had a storm, because it's nice, but it's very distracting. Okay, let's see what that... No, we don't want the... Get the bass to do like a lovely melody line up in the top here. That'd be wonderful. No. We are going all out with this energy here, aren't we? the syncopation. You got all that energy in the low end. You need a little bit in the high end. How can we don't want to reuse that. And this one is slightly... a little bit, yeah, a little bit ringy, I suppose. That sounded like some sound from like a cartoon of someone falling down the stairs and the music following them. Yeah, we could do some, oh, no, I've forgotten that. I forgot what I was going to call it. That's what I'm looking for. So... Oh, wow. Oh, no. I thought that the pattern I had filled in all the gaps of the other pattern when you moved to the head one. I was like, oh, wow, that's a fascinating coincidence. But no, it's wrong. There's one that overlaps. And let's push this down, so that'll be D. And then another one, except at the end it's not D, it's E. Of course, the issue now is how we're going to get vocals into this. We're ending up with Inside Out Remix number 2. It's pretty full up. Let's go find some vocals from somewhere. I mean, I suppose the area to look would be in Sonic Adventure 2, because that's where all the stuff from this one is coming from.
My name is Grant's leading scientist.
Well, it's not quite as interesting when you haven't got the tuned folder open.
Maria.
To be honest, I doubt I'm going to get any from Shadow. He's more of a like a slow talking guy. So with this energetic thing, he's not going to work. What else have we got?
Perfect. Get away. Is out to be this. Get away. How you say my. What do you mean? Hatch door. Why do I? Cool. Go home. More D pyramid. Time. Come on. Time now. Things happen. Get back to surrender. Tight chip.
See, the problem is I've already used all of those ones in this other section, which I can't show because I've got the selection done.
Time bearing your spec. You mean to the get time. Anyone? Oh, get time bearing your spec.
I think I have... You'll definitely be able to fit vocals in there, but I think we'll leave that until some other point. The hard bit is going to be getting that to go back in there. I mean, I had an idea from the beginning, and we might as well do this just to get the beginning up and running. So the idea that I had was essentially grab all of the chords here and do this, and we'll just render out just a small little file. X9 chords opening, and we'll just do that. Song selection, cut remainder, that's fine. And we'll save it. There's some more thunder. It looks like we do have a storm coming. But let's just grab a new project here and open up. Where was it that I saved it? It would have been in Music 2019 Whips. Oh, did I include the bass? That's not much of an issue. There's not really any point in doing that, is there? But what I was gonna do was just grab Abstract Chamber, or rather, we'll put an EQ on there before Abstract Chamber, which is a reverb plugin, by the way. It's the one that I use for long tail reverbs, and we'll do something like maybe, it doesn't really matter, I suppose, 10 seconds modulation up to 80. No pre-delay, thanks. And we'll see how it sounds. We'll just extend this out. Let's get all the low end out. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm forgetting. We need to reverse it. Otherwise, this doesn't really work that well. Too much modulation, I think. A longer reverb time. Less decay. I think that'll do nicely. Let's render this out. Remix 9. Chords opening reverb. And I'm doing all this in my whips folder still, which is, I mean, not the best, but I'll just copy this stuff over when I'm finished. We don't need to save changes. It's not really that big of a deal. And then we should be able to grab the reverb here and reverse it, normalize it, and there's the rain. There's the rain. Video interface gone. Right on cue with the rain, the audio interface decides to die. Isn't that wonderful? We'll go on here, declicking mode. Let's set that to crossfade so it's not going to be all sudden or too sudden. Yep, we're on none. That's what we want. And here, put it there, and we'll see how it sounds. Let's pull... Actually, let's just pull this all the way here. And make sure that that's fine there. Let's just do no bleeding on that. And... We might automate the volume of this as it goes on. Just so it has a bit more of an impact. Well, it doesn't need to go that loud. But if we grab... well, let's set this to beat so that it's like that. And then we just select this and go create automation clip. And that'll do that. And we should be able to... There's a part of me that really wants to go and set up a microphone to record that thunder. I think we'll leave the window open. There's nothing there that's going to get hit by the water unless it's incredibly windy, which it isn't. And it's a nice bit of background noise, I think. Adds a bit of atmosphere to this. bit of a deathly dark and doom atmosphere, but still a bit of an atmosphere to the stream. That's too loud. So let's set that like this, maybe. It is a little bit distracting, isn't it? Let's make this unique. No, it's okay. It's okay. I thought I felt some water. Let's make this unique, and then we will grab the pitch and throw it up an octave. And pop this over here and extend it back this way. And this one needs to be linked to this automation. There needs to be something else to lead in there. Is a quick little bass riff enough? Because I'm planning to put some vocals, just like a little quote or something at the beginning here, just to start it off. But we do need something to lead into the song. Just something like this. In fact, that's getting hard enough and distracting enough. I'm going to close the window. Whoa, that is loud. I wouldn't be surprised if the stream ends early, because the internet cuts out, to be honest, because that is loud. It's louder than it sounds on the microphone, because I've got this so close to me. It's, this one's good for blocking out background noise, so long as you have it close to your mouth. But yeah, that is quite heavy. Anyway, where were we? we were doing an intro for this. And we need triplet there. Let's just quantize that to get it all right. That's that doesn't sound like a bass line. Let's give it a little bit of space. No, okay, that's not working. Quick quantize this to get this back to where it was, and then it needs a cymbal there. That's what it needs. But we'll leave that. Let's come back to this section to have another listen. Mix Mike says, love your work, got to Pogo 10 years ago. My stuff started coming in, well, your stuff, but my stuff started coming up as recommended, SoundCloud and or YouTube. Yes, that's where I got most of my following, was through recommend analytics. It's kind of died down now. I think the whole thing's kind of died down now, to be honest. Okay, no. It's just the desktop audio. You guys were right. It is just the desktop audio that's the problem. That is very strange. Try something here. Hold on, let me try something very interesting. Well, not interesting. Yeah, none of this stuff is interesting. But, okay, so we got all those disabled, so that's not what I'm talking about. We want desktop audio 1. Let's remove it, shall we? From everything. Hold on one sec. This is going to be a little bit weird. I'm going to be popping through scenes. There's a camera. Let's get rid of desktop 1 from that. Let's just remove it entirely, because that might be what the... Maybe not, because now it's all gone. And it's still there. Well, let's try this one more time and see what happens. There we go, so that's working again. I think I was going pretty insane with that bass, to be honest. I think it's a bit too much. And that is a very jarring transition. In fact, I wonder what happens if we move this over, and this isn't going to be the final structure or anything like that, but what happens if we move this over and move this over there as well, because I don't want this in the middle of my bit. Oh, come on. Over you go. Yeah, it's approximately where you were, right? Yep. And then just grab this section here and copy paste it. how's it transition into this bit? Let's deselect that.
You need.
Just as jarring. Okay. Never mind then. We will figure something out. Eventually, but not today. Because we're pretty much at the end of hitting the point of diminishing returns. That's what I called it. Took me a while. It's been a couple weeks since I've done this stuff. Okay. Well, so we did the intro and we did that section, which I think sounds pretty good. I might want to fix up the bass a little bit and add vocals, obviously. And we did the intro as well, which needed a cymbal in it.
Get time. Anyone? Oh, get time bearing your spec.
Needs something a little more here just to add impact to that.
Get
Just the beginning there. Okay, all right. Now I said that we were gonna go and do. Actually, hold on one sec. Just grab a drink. And I'll also open the window again because I think the worst of the rain's over. Get a little bit of airflow. We don't tend to get big long storms where we live. It just seems to be short little heavy bursts. I think the last time we had a big long storm was like I can't remember what it was, but the big flood in Brisbane, like it would have been almost 10 years ago now, I think. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, I said we were going to go and do go back to around time. We might do that still, but even I guess even if it's just, you know, take a look at the project and see if there's if anything comes to mind. Because like what I was saying before, we're pretty much reaching the point of diminishing returns in terms of my capacity to work. But, you know, maybe some inspiration will come. And I'm sure you guys will appreciate a look at it as well. Just gotta wait for it to load up, and then we'll be ready. Ready to begin. Yes. Around time, wholesome version. Yeah. I went through. I think we went a little bit overboard last time with the memes, so I think I went. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Went through and got rid of a lot of them. So this bit where there was a whole bunch of JonTron in here, I've replaced it with some dancing from Coco and some that scene with the Doctor dancing from Doctor Who. Well, the thunder's not over, but so long as it's not like incredibly distracting rain, I think it's all right. Anyway. We got this bit from Coco here. That was already in it. I haven't really done that much on this. I think this is probably going to be another one. To be honest, this was in here the last time we worked on it, wasn't it? This wasn't. Anyway, I'll show the bit that's really changed to you guys. So let's go Shift B and it'll render it out. I think there's probably going to be another one like Getting Creative where it's just sort of a video which is 90% just the visuals for the samples. Thing with Sony Vegas and movie studios, for some reason, you know, it's like they can manage rendering stuff out at that speed, but for some reason they just can't manage playing an MP4 with H.264 or H.265 in real time at full resolution. For some reason they just can't do it, even though, you know, literally every other program can. Anyway, I'm just whining now. Not much came from that. So where are we? Where are we up to? This is mostly just the same, I think. And I'll put that in there. That's different. That's new. That Coco video is a little bit difficult to sync up because it's... The original song is in... it would be... like 6/8 or something like that. In triple time. So it doesn't really sync up that well. Anyway. This is mostly the same. The only other difference is that video there.
No.
I think it's mostly done. There's some pacing issues done that I need to fix up with this bit here. I think the trouble is I'm having trouble finding actual sort of dancing clips. Because pretty much all of the music in Coco has singing on screen, which is going to be a little bit off-putting if I put it just with dancing, with no vocals. Yeah, see, there needs to be something here, because you've got him clapping there, and then... I mean, another way, you could just invert it, I suppose. And by invert, I mean grab the cropping tool here and actually zoom in so you can see it. Let's just unlock that so I don't need to worry about moving that. And then just going... unlocking the aspect ratio, go into the width, and just putting a big negative sign. Although this might not work very well. Might be a little bit off-putting, like, you know, breaking the 180-degree rule. It works okay. I mean, another thing you could do the cheesy thing and zoom in on each clap. I don't know about that. The trouble I'm thinking of is it could just be off-putting because I've seen it in this direction so many times. I mean, the way to fix it with the perspective in terms of like logical consistency would be go back and do that for all of them. Which isn't a bad idea, let's do that. Why not? Might as well. Adds a little bit of variance to these sections as well, because this is a fairly long clip. Seeing it twice in a row is a little bit strange. Panning and cropping. Let's just see how these look. Kind of need to do it for these bits as well then. Otherwise it's a bit strange. Why is that one and only that one flipped? And I can just say flip horizontal, can't I? I forgot you could do that. Pan crop, and I'm going into the menu there instead of just right clicking on it. Yeah, flip horizontal, that's what I'm looking for. I wonder if I should flip this one too. No, I think it's okay. I think it's all right. We'll just go back here. Those ones are fine. And the next section here, we'll just flip these here too. And then it'll be good. And there's the rain again. It returns. Right. Flip horizontal, and we'll flip this horizontal one for this. And to be honest, I think that's mostly... I think that's pretty much all we're going to do today. I think we'll finish it up there.
Just a night the life revolves around.
Go and collect some
Good means just a night the life
Maybe we'll figure out, before we go, what frame it's going to end on.
revolves around.
Go and collect some
Born in the night the life revolves around.
time being creative.
Because... well, it needs to end on some kind of video clip. Something reflective. Reflective. Yeah, that's a good word. I'll see you later, Oliviana. That's how you pronounce it, isn't it? See you later. It's good for you to pop in. Yeah, you have a fantastic day too. Right. So I think, because this is using a lot of samples from Doctor Who, we might grab a clip from Doctor Who. My instinct would be to go to the episode 2, The End of the World, and grab something from here. Towards the end, is there a shot on the spaceship towards the end, or do they just leave? No? The only thing I'm thinking is this might be a little bit dark. But yeah, the hand holding. Yeah. We can't have that shot go in the other direction, because that's, you know, got talking in it and it's a little bit too something. I can't think of the word. But let's just cut that out. And that's okay, because he reaches out his hand in the previous shot anyway, so it's got some continuity between them at least. So let's just grab that, and this one. And we'll pop it at the end.
Time being creative.
Oh, come on. Come on, you can play it. Goodness, Sony Vegas sometimes, it's horrible. Yes, that's perfect. That's a perfect ending. Come on. Yep. Does not take that long to delete a clip, I hope. If it does, usually there's something very, very wrong. And we don't want that synced up to the music. And we want a nice slow fade out. Yes, we want to slow zoom out. So unfortunately, we need to lock the aspect ratio first. Unfortunately, we're going to have those. It's going to be a little bit strange in 1080p because it's already like standard definition upscaled because they recorded it digitally. it's an old enough show and a low enough budget that that's the case. But, you know, have to do what you have to do. We'll throw this one all the way to the end and zoom it out slightly like this. Is that too slow? Too quick? It's too quick. Too quick. And we'll fix it by doing that. It's still a little bit too quick. Just a teeny little bit. In fact, I think it's not that it's too quick. It's just that you need it to slowly start up, I think. And then in this one, we will do the slow zoom out again. So we'll go here. And right to the end. And zoom out. And you've got some lovely thunder there. And I think we will do fast instead of slow, so that it slows down towards the end. Perfect. Now we just go back a little bit.
Born in the dark. The life revolves around.
Go and collect some.
Born in the dark. The life revolves around.
Time being creative. 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 Creative.
That should be okay. I was thinking about doing a little bit more artsy stuff with the fade out. How would it look with a blur? Just out of curiosity. Bit of Gaussian blur. More thunder. No, I think Gaussian blur's too much. At least for now. We'll leave that the way it is. And I think we're going to end this stream here. Right. Okay. Haven't missed too much with the chat, I assume. Nope. Everything's going good. I'll give you guys something, a little bit of time. I'm hoping once again to stream again next week. I usually try and do it Sundays at 11 o'clock. Which is actually Saturday for most of the rest of the world. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do on this external project though, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, we'll end it here. I hope you guys are gonna have I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys have a great week. And once again, I hope I'll be able to stream next week. See you all later. Right, now I have to remember how to finish these things. Where's the stop streaming button? It's over here on this screen. Right. Okay. And this time I will remember that it says, "Are you sure?" Of course I'm sure. See you guys later. See you next week. Hope you have a good time. Bye. And then we can stop streaming. And stop recording.